for science!
So yeah, I'm just gonna go through them class by class, and we're gonna start with Druid. And so Druid's first card, 4-mana 2/3 rare Garden Gnome. Battlecry, if you're holding a spell that costs 5 or more, summon 2/2/2 treants. I mean, that seems pretty solid. It's a token generator. It really depends. Okay, so if you're a token druid in the current standard metagame, how many spells over 5 are you really holding on to? Probably not that many, but maybe you can find enough to make it worth it for that type of druid. But if you're the treant druid, which now it's getting some more support, and we haven't really seen it go anywhere because it only had, 4 or 5 cards really that lent itself to it. And it did have one big payoff, obviously, of turning your 2/2s into 5/5s. But, for 4 mana, like, think about this. Like, if you're holding a spell that costs 5, and then you plan to play it on 5, it's like you're already kind of like curving into it. So it just seems like, yeah, this works really well. And you're getting a lot of stats. You're getting a Yeti plus a 2/2. You know what I mean? You're getting 6-7 worth of stats spread across 3 bodies. So, yeah, this seems like a really good card. And we'll just see, like, I imagine Druid will still want to be doing tokeny stuff because they still have the twin spell things. They still have all those ways to buff the board. They still have Savage Roar, obviously. So, yeah, seems good. Crystal Merchant, 2 mana, 1/4. It's an epic. If you have any unspent mana at the end of your turn, draw a card. So this feeds into the quest, which, let's see here. I guess I'll just jump to the quest real quick. And then we'll come back to this. So quest is 1 mana quest, end untapped potential, end 4 turns with unspent mana, reward Osirian Tear. And the Osirian Tear is passive hero power. You choose one. Your choose one cards have both effects combined. All right, so there you go. So you're already incentivized to end turns with unspent mana. And I think the quest itself was incentive enough. I think the payoff is big enough. It's large enough, especially if you're talking wild, where you've got even more of these cards. But I don't know if just that archetype is going to be powerful enough in wild, considering what else people can do there. But yeah, 2 mana, 1/4. That's a decent body. It gives you decent ability to kind of fight back on the board against aggro decks and stuff. And it's like, okay, on turn 1 I play the quest, on turn 2 I play this, then on turn 3 maybe I drop another 2-drop or something, right? Or maybe I just hero power and I draw a card and I start completing my quest. Like, it just seems like if you're gonna make that quest work, a couple other cards to help with the incentivizing of it is awesome. Also, here's the other thing: you kind of sacrifice a card by having the quest in your opening hand. So this allows you to kind of get that value back, right? So you lost the card just by keeping a quest, and then here you go on turn 3. Like, I play this on turn 2, it'll probably live to turn 3. On turn 3, I can essentially draw a card, recouping my value back. So yeah, it just seems strong. Also, if it's in the late game, it's really, really easy to float like a mana or 2. So seems like a good one. We got the Oasis Surger, 5 mana, 3/3 with Rush. Choose one. There you go. So if you're doing the quest, you get to choose one of these options, or, well, if you complete the quest, you get both of these. Gain +2/+2, which would mean a 5 mana, 5/5 with Rush, or summon a copy of this minion. So I'm guessing, and maybe somebody in chat can help me with this, do these things happen simultaneously, or would you get a 5/5 if you have the quest completed? So, or double 5/5s with Rush? Seems like you would. Right? To me, anyway. Seems like you would get double 5/5s with Rush. I can look it up. The Oasis Surger. I'm sure this is like the first thing people talk about. Yep, 10/10 with the quest complete. There you go, bang. I knew it! So double 5/5s for 5, that's disgusting. You won't do this on turn 5 very often, right? Because you play the quest on 1, In fact, it's literally impossible to do this on turn 5 unless you could play the, let's say you go second, you could play the quest, coin, not do anything else. Would that count for completing the quest? I would guess it would. Then turn 2, you could not do anything. Turn 3, you could float a mana. Turn 4, you could float a mana. Then turn 5, you got double Oasis Surger. 5/5s with Rush. Yeah, that's sick. That's sick. Also, it's an elemental if that ever matters for anything. But even if you don't have the quest complete and you just get double 3/3s with Rush, that's going to help you deal with a lot of stuff. Or just 1 5/5 with Rush. So the coin will count. All right, sweet. Even without the quest complete, it's like the card is already good, and then it's just disgusting with the quest complete, right? So, like, imagine just in a token deck too. It's like I just need double 3/3s. I just want to play 2 minions. So yeah, this again seems solid. Druid looks like it's maybe going to be a force to be reckoned with here. We've got a 1-mana Worthy Expedition. It's a common. Discover or choose 1 card. Oh, discover a choose 1 card. I was like, what? That makes no sense. Discover a choose 1 card. All right. So yeah, so you get to see 3 choose 1 cards and pick one for 1 mana. Seems like you would definitely play this in the quest, Druid. I don't think you would play this in any non-quest Druid, because for the non-quest Druid, you just put in 30 cards that do what you already want them to do. So generally, you don't play stuff like this. There's no incentive really to play cards that don't start in your deck in Druid and things like that. So, yeah. Play this in Wild Yogg Saron Druid. There you go. Yeah, but it seems fun. It seems really good for the Quest Druid. So, Quest Druid getting a lot of support. 7 mana. It's a rare spell, Overflow. Restore 5 health to all characters. Draw 5 cards. Holy crap. All right, well, Lucent Bark decks. Here's more ways to restore health. The fact that you're drawing 5 cards, if you're ever playing this card, you're definitely doing it in a late game style deck, right? So restoring 5 health to all characters, but now just draw into some combo seems decent. It feels to me though like in Wild at least you wouldn't play this, because a lot of the combo decks in Wild for Druid are kind of too stacked with draw. But in Standard right now, there's a lot of things that are missing. So, yeah, Holy Sprint indeed, right? Like, draw 1 more card than Sprint. Also have the effect of stalling the game out by getting that heal. Like, this is just insanely better than Sprint. Although, Rogue has plenty of good cards. And this will rotate one day. But yeah, apparently Druid, they just think card draw is a thing that they will always need and will always want, and they should always have. It's very hard to evaluate how good this card is or what kind of deck it goes in right now, other than the fact that I would assume combo decks obviously want this. The art is cool too. But right now it's like, how do you really grade this card? You know what I mean? You need to see the deck that you're building that goes, I need to slow the game down and draw 5 cards in my deck, and I have 7 mana to spend doing that. And doing nothing else that turn. Nerds, thank you very much for that 36 months, my friend. I don't have alerts on right now because I am doing a card review video that I'll be putting up on YouTube. So, but I am noticing and I am appreciating, my friend. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you. Let's go to 5 mana 3/5 Epic, Anubisath Defender. It has Taunt, cost 0 if you've cast a spell that costs 5 or more this turn. So we've seen this before, the Arcane 5 mana 4/4 guy in the past. Arcane something. He was an elemental. And you'd cast something that costs 5 or more, and then you'd play a free, oh dude, no, you're good. Then you'd play a free 4/4. So, well, here you go. If I want to spend 7 mana overflowing and stalling the game out, well, then I can just pop down a free Anubisath Defender to go ahead and like draw my 5 cards and then put the stall out, right? Basically just play a free Tazdingo at that point. So, yeah, that seems strong. That seems like a card you want if you're trying to do the stall thing. So, that's probably the deck this goes into. We also had the other card earlier that had the spell with 5 or more. Here's obviously a spell that procs that. So then this is another spell that procs it. Hidden Oasis. 6 mana, choose one. So in the quest, this is going to be awesome because you not only get a 6/6 ancient with taunt, but you're also going to restore 12 health. 12 health is a lot. A 6/6 ancient with taunt is fine. That's so strong if you get the quest done. And this is definitely a payoff. This is a worthy payoff to floating mana early on because this is stabilization, right? This is put a 6/6 in play and heal myself back up when I've probably taken a bunch of damage. So if aggro's out there, aggro's not going to beat Druid if they're playing the quest Druid from the looks of things. Not to mention, you could also play this in Lucent Bark decks because restoring the 12 health will proc the Lucent Bark, bringing that back to life. So potentially this is more support for that archetype. Seems like a good one, but only in very specific decks, right? This won't go in like every Druid. I feel like it's going to be a good arena card too. Elise the Enlightened. We have the legendary here, and it is a 5 mana 5/5. Battle Cry. If your deck has no duplicates, duplicate your hand. Well, that's insane value. I don't know how good the non-duplicate or the no duplicate decks are going to be, so it's very hard to evaluate this card. But that's a lot of value for the card. It might be tricky to play though because you'll have to play it. I mean, you'll lose a bunch of cards if you have like maybe 6 cards in hand or 7 cards in hand. You lose some of those. It's like perfect if you have exactly 6, right? Or sorry, if you have 7 or more, because if you have exactly 6, you play this and then you get those 5, and then you get whatever. But if you do that on 5, then you'll overdraw the next card. It's very interesting. It also seems like a lot of stuff, but if you're playing a deck with no duplicates, this allows you to then play certain cards twice, which could be amazing. It's a 5 mana 5/5, so it's not like you're like paying that much in tempo as far as this value is concerned, but you know, you're not affecting the board the turn you play it other than just putting a 5/5 there. But man, the value generation after that is really, really good. So this seems solid. It's just what else are the... I know that there's the other no duplicate card that's the neutral that allows you to like grants a wish, which gives you like a perfect card for the scenario. So it's just, I don't know if I don't know if without things like Reno, Kazakis, like these things, those were so powerful. Reno, heal yourself back to full. Without those exact kind of cards. But yeah, the Highlander decks are going to be there. I'm going to play the hell out of them because I love that style of play. I think it's really fun to be able to put in a whole bunch of things. It's okay. So the trick with the Highlander cards is you need some overlap. You need things that do different things, right? Like you need like 2 things that kind of remove, like you need 2 cards that remove in kind of the same way. That's kind of one of the tricky things about it is that if you have only one specific card for every situation, it's really hard to actually have that card when you need it. So we'll see if there's enough redundancy in the set. Because obviously, and you know, this is a card that I think in Wild, holy crap, I want to play some Rena Druid in Wild for sure. But yeah, it's cool. This card is sweet. Bees! This is a card that got a lot of hype, and for good reason. 3 mana. Spell. Common spell. Choose a minion. Summon 4 1/1 bees that attack it. And there was confirmation that Line Cracker, the 7 mana 5/10, if you aim your bees at Line Cracker on your turn, so Line Cracker will have to live, but it doubles its attack every time it overkills, and since it's your turn, it will overkill 4 times. The Gen plays with 36 months. Thank you so very much. 3-year anniversary. Aw. So, I mean, that's a fun combo. So you go to 10, then you go to 20, then you go to 40, then you go to 80, and then you just swing in for 80. Cool. Very cool. Also, I mean, there's a lot. So there's other things that are interesting about this card. It will go around taunts. Yes, they are beasts. The bees are beasts. Here's the bee. Let's see here. How do I do that? Let me, oh, no, show me the bee. Show me the bee. There it is. So yeah, the bees are beasts, and if you, let's say you like aim this at a 1/1, you will kill the 1/1 and then have 3 1/1s remaining. It's got a lot of utility. And yes, it will go around taunt as well, because you just attack it at something, they attack it. So this is not, it's kind of, this card is just sweet, man. This card is sweet. Token generation. You'll need something on the board to do it, but yeah, I don't really see any massive downside to this. Obviously, 3 mana deal 4 has historically not been a super used card. Like Warlock has that card, Shadow Bolt. That being said, that can only just deal 4. This essentially, if it overkills, keeps around 1/1s, right? So Implosion saw a lot of play. I have a feeling this will see play as well. And then there's the untapped potential again. So this is the quest, like I talked about. The Syrian Tier. Let's go ahead and pull that up for you guys again so you can see it. There you go. Choose 1 cards have both effects combined. And in this particular set, we saw, let's see, 1 discover choose 1 spell. So 1, 2, 2, and then 2.5, kind of, because you get another one with the Worthy Expedition. That being said, I think the 2 that you got are really strong, and then the ones that are still here, obviously, like if you can complete the quest and then nourish on 6, that's gonna be pretty good. You still got Wrath. You still have a decent number of choose 1 cards that matter. So yeah, I have a feeling that Quest Druid is going to be a thing. All right, let's move on. Ramkahin Wild Tamer, 3 mana, 4/3, rare card. Battlecry, copy a random beast in your hand. Well, 3 mana, 4/3 is kind of been proven to be fine stats. 3 mana, 3/4 could argue is better. I think in Hunter, I prefer the aggressive stat line. 3 mana, 4/3 allows you to trade up easier. Obviously, it dies to more things. You know, Frostbolt kills us where a 3/4 wouldn't. Copy a random beast in your hand, though. This is not massive tempo the turn you play it. So this is an iffy card at best. I think you'll probably pick this in Arena. But if you're a value-based late game style Hunter deck, now you know this is actually interesting though. There's another thing that I feel you can do with this. So there is the Timberwolf. Timberwolf, then buff your Timberwolves and put 3 more in your deck. And then Ramkahin Wild Tamer, when you start drawing them, you can then make more Timberwolves, and then with the Tundra Rhino, you can get that like massive combo off more consistently. So it's definitely got there's possibilities here. It's just a matter of like, is the Hunter playing like a value beast Hunter, or is it going to be still playing like mech aggro and that kind of thing, right? I think that's really the question is. And also, yeah, you can't play. Well, so I was talking about Dire Frenzy. You won't be able to play Call with this, right? Master's Call. So that deck doesn't really work the same way because the Master's Call is kind of important for the Master's Call Dire Frenzy Beast mid-range deck. This is not a beast itself, so it's interesting, and it'll have to like kind of mess with it and really see, but there's definitely possibilities here. The Hyena Alpha. We already have the Scavenging Hyena, but now we found the Alpha. A couple Scavenging Hyenas hanging out. 4 mana, 3/3. Rare. Battlecry, if you control a secret, summon 2/2 Hyenas. They are not Scavenging Hyenas, however. I'll show you the Hyena card here. They're just 2/2s. But holy crap, if I'm playing a secret deck, yeah, I'll take a 4 mana 7/7 spread across 3 bodies. Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, it seems pretty good. That's the only type of deck it goes in. Is pure Secret Hunter, which has been pretty popular lately and has a lot of support outside of just this card. So I don't see why this doesn't just make that deck better. 6 mana spell, Swarm of Locusts. It's rare. Summon 7 1/1 Locusts with Rush. So it's like Unleash the Locusts, but with Rush instead of Charge. This is really good if you can play this with a Scavenging Hyena, obviously. It's kind of costs a lot, though. And 6 mana deals 7 damage. So here's the thing, though. You can also pair it with, like, a Timberwolf. You can pair it with a Direwolf Alpha. There's stuff you can do. That being said, I don't know. I'm not convinced. Not convinced. I think if I'm playing 6 mana, make things with Rush. Guaranteed 7 as opposed to Unleash, but also for double the mana cost. And without the charge. That's a pretty big deal. If I'm paying 6 mana for something with Rush, I think I'm doing the twin spell, right? I'm making 5/5s. I'm making 5/5s twice rather than 7 1/1s. Yeah, I'm not convinced. I feel this is pretty weak. All right, here's the Hunter quest. Unseal the vaults. Quest, summon 20 minions. All right, well, the last card helps with that. Reward is the Ramkahin Roar. Let's see it. All right, whoop, there it is. Give your minions +2 attack. Now you have to pay 2 mana to do this. It's a hero power. That being said, apparently if I'm playing... Okay, if I'm playing this card, I am probably playing this card, right? You can't play this with Zul'jin, I don't think. Because wouldn't it... So Zul'jin would change the hero power, and then it would replay the quest, and then you'd like basically restart the quest. That would be no good. You wouldn't play both of those things in the same deck. You choose one or the other, and then you make a swarmy style hunter deck that just wants to summon tons and tons of minions, right? So yeah, you're going to be unleashing and Swarm of the Locust thing in that deck. I don't know. I'm gonna have to see that list. I'm gonna have to mess around with that list because right now I'm not seeing it in my mind. Because then once you get there, it's like your opponent can then just play to never let you have a board again, right? Because the hero power itself is going to require that you have a board for it to ever even be effective. So to me, it's like I'm going to have to see this list before I can say this is good or not. Right now, it feels kind of weak in comparison to what hunters are already doing. We got a weapon here. 3 mana, 1/3 weapon. It's a common Desert Spear. After your hero attacks, summon a 1/1 Locust with Rush. I mean, that seems okay. You get essentially 6 damage for 3 mana. Seems okay, but also seems... Yeah, okay. If I'm playing the quest deck, I guess I'm doing it. Because every time I swing, I'm summoning a Locust. So that does help there. I think I'd rather have a 3 mana 3/2 weapon that gets bigger, that gets more charges every time I proc a secret, though. That to me feels more consistent than this. If the Locust had charge, you might be onto something. The Locust having rush, though, I don't know. I get more charges out of it, but I could get more charges out of an Eaglehorn Bow if I play it right. So, feels a little underwhelming. I'm doubtful that I'm putting this in any deck other than the quest deck. We got a secret here. Pressure Plate, 2 mana. Common. Secret is after your opponent casts a spell, destroy a random enemy minion. So this has a lot of upside against decks that play big minions. a lot of downside against anything that swarms the board and plays a lot of weenies. So it really depends on the meta if this is ever good or not. You will discover this in secret decks. Certain secret, like right now, secret decks though, they just want to vary their secrets quite a bit. So a one of might make sense in a secret deck. It's just okay. So I guess the question. So this is really good against like Conjurer's Calling Mage, right? And that is a popular deck. But even that deck plays like Cyclone and it plays mirror images and stuff like that, where you're not gonna be able to rely on this. The fact that it also happens after, not whenever, is interesting. So like, let's say your opponent has a big minion on board, then plays mirror images. 2 mirror images come out, then this procs, kills a mirror image, and you paid 2 mana to kill half of a 1 cost card. It seems very iffy and situational, right? Now, the other thing is that the professional Hearthstone scene is moving away from Specialist, and this seems like a card that'd be great in Specialist decks because it's works very well against certain archetypes and horribly against others. But we're moving to like a protected deck conquest format. So no, if they Conjurer's Calling, it kills one of the 2 minions that comes out. Like, let's say they have 1 giant on board and you have this, and then they Conjurer's Calling. This procs after. So the Conjurer's Calling would go off, right? 2 minions will be created, and then this will go off. That's, I would assume it would work. So yeah, this would kill one of them. So even then, that's not that great. You're still killing half. They could just Conjurer's Calling again because it's freaking twin spell. I don't know. Seems weak. Milligorilla, thank you for them bitty bits. I appreciate you, my friend. We've got Hunter's Pack. 3 mana spell. It's common. Add a random hunter beast, secret, and weapon to your hand. So this is really good in Reno Hunter. This also seems like it could be good in the deck we were talking about earlier where you want to play Dire Frenzy, but you don't want to play Master's Call. The Ramkahin Wild Tamer deck. But yeah, the Highlander stuff, yeah, that makes a lot of sense there. Could make a lot of sense in the other deck where it's like you just need some value. A Beast Secret and Weapon. There's not a lot of weapons, so most of the time, and a weapon is generally okay. Sometimes you're going to get a horrible secret, sometimes you're going to get a horrible beast. See, it just seems like this is only going to be in like a control Highlander style hunter deck. It really depends on if that's good or not. Definitely picking this in Arena though, because that's sick value for late game. This is such a good top deck in like a top deck war. A Scarlet Web Weaver, 6 mana, 5/5 beast. It's epic. It's a battle cry. Reduce the cost of a random beast in your hand by 5. You know what's super sweet to reduce the cost of? Tundra Rhino. I would like that to cost 0 so I can OTK you with a whole bunch of charging beasts. Yeah. Let's go. The thing is though, you won't be able to target your Tundra Rhino. So yeah, that's the problem. You're going to want to have in your hand a bunch of these beasts that are also going to be doing the charging. So yeah, that's really the limitation here. So if I could do that consistently, yeah, but it's just, yeah, I got to pay a 6 mana 5/5 first. The thing is though, like if I play a deck with a whole bunch of big beasts and I like play this and some other big beast alongside of it, like you imagine on turn 6, I get to play this and the Tundra Rhino and then immediately charge this in. I could see that. This, you know what this would be fun in? This would be fun in Deathstalker Rexar in Wild, making some super sweet zombies and then Scarlet Web Weavering them down and then playing them in the same turn. Like, that sounds so fun to me. That also sounds super unreliable in current standard. So yeah, I don't know. I see how it could be amazing. I also see how most of the time it won't be. All right, we got a 6-mana 6/9 a Wild Bloodstinger. It's an epic card. It's a beast. Battlecry, summon a minion from your opponent's hand. Attack it. Hell yeah. This kind of card is amazing because it allows you to disrupt opponents' strategies, which is something that's very hard to do in Hearthstone. And the 6/9 body generally sticks around. Sometimes you're going to pull out like a Malagos and you're going to attack it and it's still going to be alive with 6 health. But depending on the metagame, if most of the time this disrupts... Well, also, like, if you pull the Malagos out before they're like ready to use it, that is probably okay. But if this most of the time is disrupting things that need to be disrupted, right? It's like, yeah, oh yeah, Vargas Slayer, hell yeah. But I mean, I think it's... This card looks instantly sweet, but is still very meta dependent, right? Like, the fact that it costs 6. So I want to talk about like some of the drawbacks here. The fact that it costs 6 means it's hard to then have enough mana to ensure that what comes out can be dealt with no matter what. Whereas the fact that now I can't even think of the name of the card. The 2-mana 2/6 taunter that would pull things out. For 2 mana, you could wait and do that on like turn 10 and ensure that you had like a polymorph or a deadly shot or something, or a hex or something like that, that you could then make sure that you can deal with the thing that comes out. Because if you can't deal with the thing that comes out, that's a problem. The fact that it comes out of the opponent's hand is also interesting, where Dirty Rat is what I'm thinking of, by the way. The fact that this comes out of the opponent's hand rather than like the deck is another thing that really matters. So, you know, there's we also got now Unseen Saboteur. So there's like multiple ways to mess with combo decks now. This is also specifically only a hunter deck, but it's cool, and it's definitely a card that I think is going to see play. But it's also going to be meta dependent. All right, 7-mana Dino Tamer Bran. Battlecry. It's 7-mana 2/4. That's awful. But Battlecry, if your deck has no duplicates, summon King Crush. That's crazy. Oh, the Death Rattle one was Death Lord. That was a good card. That was a very good card in specific situations too. Also, you can Azoth it back. A really good card in mill decks. The battle cry for whatever card you choose wouldn't go off. What do you mean card? You don't choose a card. You just summon a minion from their hand, some random minion, and then your 6/9 will attack it, no matter what it is. All right, so this is definitely a reason. This is a reason to build a no duplicates hunter deck, because 7-mana make an 8/8 with charge and also play a 2/4 is definitely worth. That seems definitely worth. Now we don't have like the ability to duplicate battle cries anymore, do we? Oh, wait a minute. That elemental is still in standard, isn't it? Your next battle cry happens twice? Or is that only a shaman card? I think it's only a shaman card, isn't it? I'm pretty sure it's only a shaman card. Oh, they're asking if the opponent's battle cry will... Yeah, opponent's battle cry only goes off when you cast the spell out of your hand. Or a card's battle cry. These are not like magic enter the battlefield effects. Which I do hope that someday we get those. I would love to see enter the battlefield effects that go off no matter how the card enters the battlefield. You can just call them like when this is summoned or whatever. Because I think that'd be a very cool style of effect to see in Hearthstone. If you pull Alex, Alex won't go off, but also Alex wouldn't die to a 6/9, so it would become an 8/2. Yeah, Dino Tamer brand seems really awesome. I guess the question is, again, is this a better Hunter deck than what Hunters are already doing? Probably not, but it will be super fun. Oh, it's got the Naga Sea Witch stats, 5 mana 5/5. And it's also got a Naga Sea Witch style effect. Change the cost of spells in your hand to 5. It's a battle cry. Yeah, 5 mana Pyroblast, anybody? Obviously, that's like going to be one of the first things people look at. But there's another card that looks so fun that we'll get to in a little bit that costs 10. This does allow for some pretty sick stuff to happen, right? I'm thinking of Wild Reno Mage, by the way, making 10 mana Kazakus spells and then Naga sandwiching them down to 5. I like the sound of that. Yeah, it is a Shaman class card. That's what I thought. Thanks, MDOT. So yeah, there's no way in Standard to duplicate Battle Cries, but you can do it in Wild. Brand into brand. All right, Naga Sandwich seems very strong in very specific style decks. You're getting only a 1 discount on like Blizzard, 2 off of Flame Strike. You really need like those really big, large, giganto spells like Pyroblast, and there's the Yogg spell that we'll be talking about in a little bit. So it's you know, the turn you play it too, it's not doing much. So like it's doing nothing basically, unless you play it on 10 and then play exactly a big spell at that point. So 5 mana Footlong, anyone? Oh my god. That's awesome. The Dune Sculptor is a 3 mana 3/3, and it's a rare. And after you cast a spell, add a random mage minion to your hand. Well, we've already seen that casting a lot of cheap spells and then, you know, refilling your hand is pretty solid. This is going to be too much, I think. You could try to do like a Vex Crow style thing or whatever, and then play the Elemental too. Like the Cyclone plus this, like you're just filling your hand so much. But the random mage minions are cool, and maybe it just goes in that anyway, just because it keeps your hand full. And having a full hand is really good for like Astromancers and all that kind of stuff, and obviously for 8/8s for giants, so mountain giants. So it's very possible that this just goes into that deck because of the fact that like imagine you know, get a banana buffoon and you got a bunch of bananas in hand. It's like I can now just kind of like spew those cards without making my hand size smaller. I think that's the upside to this card, right? So it's like a big hand mage style Conjurer's Calling thing, which is already here. It's just, is this better than what else is already in there? That's going to be the big question to me. So it obviously has utility in that kind of deck, though. We got a 2 mana spell, Ancient Mysteries. Draw a secret from your deck. It costs 0. Well, it cheats mana. It draws cards. It probably goes in a deck. I guess the question is how much. Well, we're going to see this based on Mana Cyclone random spell generation, obviously. The thing is like you do that and don't have secrets in your deck, it's going to suck. How much are we getting payoff for playing Secret Mage anymore? We lost a lot of stuff that is in Wild now, but is no longer in Standard. So we're going to have to get some of that back. Also, we don't have access to some of the strongest secret, well, one of the strongest secrets ever made, Ice Block, anymore. So this is a maybe to me, but you know, essentially you play a 2 mana mage secret, right? It's just sometimes you might get a secret you don't want to play that turn. So you're discounting a secret. You're discounting a mage secret, and you're drawing a card out of your deck. I just don't know if Secret Mage is going to overtake what Conjurer's Calling Mage is doing right now, right? By the way, here is a secret. 3 mana Flame Ward. After a minion attacks your hero, deal 3 damage to all enemy minions. So blow up the enemy board. This is super good against aggro decks. Super good against like Token Druid and stuff. Mage doesn't have. Oh no, there's one left, right? Oh, they still have Vaporize too. Yeah, okay, so there's Vaporize, and there's Barrier, and now there's Flame Ward. So, I mean, a lot of things to test out. It seems like it's something you can definitely play around. But sometimes you'll build a big fat board against Mage. If this is like known though to be in Mage decks, you'll be cautious about building big fat boards, right? You'll go tall instead of wide. Yeah, Control Mage, it's another AoE effect. So, I mean, dealing 3 to the opponent's board without, 4 mana, deal 3 to everything, and Warlock has been around forever. 3 mana, deal 3 to just the opponent's board. It's just the fact is that obviously you can still kind of play around it. So, it's again, like, I'm not going to, like, automatically give this so much credit. I'm going to say this seems like it has possibilities. Like any kind of control mage is probably going to want to play this. Also, you are going to generate it with Cyclones. So, there you go. 8 mana 5/5 Tortollan Pilgrim Epic Battlecry. Discover a copy of a spell in your deck and cast it with random targets. Whoa! Well, 8 mana, discover a Flame Strike, also put a 5/5 on the board. Yeah? Control Mage seems like they're going to want to do this. 8 mana, discover a Blizzard, cast it, also put a 5/5 into play. Yeah! By the way, it's a copy, so it doesn't actually take it out of your deck. It's just, it's not going to go in any deck that's not like a pure control style mage, right? That's all it's going to go in. And also, again, there's the card that we're going to talk about here in a little bit that I think it'll go into. But that's more of a fun deck. If this feels like, again, you can't play this if like Conjurer's Calling is in your deck, right? Unless you have somehow found an empty board, and then you can play this, discover Conjurer's Calling. It will cast, giving you 2 8 cost minions, and putting the second half of the Conjurer's Calling into your hand. That's a really good scenario as well. Pyroblast 50/50 Desperation play. Well, it could also shoot this, right? So it wouldn't necessarily be 50/50. It'd be 33, 33, 33. 66% of the time hitting something on your side of the board. But it'd be 66% this or your face to 33% their face. It seems like bad odds. I think you're only ever doing this by trying to pull specifically things like Flame Strike and Blizzard. And also Frost. Like, if you need more ways to stall, and you just run, like, in your deck, it's, you're running stuff like Frost Nova, Blizzard, Flame Strike, and there's more, all kinds of ways to do that. Sure. But that deck also is going to need a way to finish my opponent, which means it's probably going to have to run like Archmage Antonidas and Conjurer's Calling and stuff like that. So it's touch and go on this one. The Cloud Prince. 5 mana 4/4 common. Battlecry. If you control a secret, deal 6 damage. What? Alright. Well, this seems like a reason to play that 2 mana secret card. Let's just put a fireball on a stick. Oh yeah, Pocket Galaxy. That's interesting too. Yeah, let's just throw a freaking fireball on this 4/4 here. That's good. This is good. This is a reason to play secrets. Stupid, wild secret mage is even more disgusting now. Oh no. Oh no. This is like instantly just the card that Wild Secret Mage wanted. Yeah, this card's just good. It's a good card. It's a reason to play secrets. 2 mana 2/3. After you play a secret, deal 2 damage to all enemy minions. Or sorry, 2 mana 3/2. Oh god! Secret Mage really is getting there. Yeah. Huh. So, turn 4, play this, play the 2 mana, draw a secret from your deck. It costs 0. Then play that and wipe out your opponent's board. Have a 3/2 in play. Oh my! Yeah, that's good. This card is solid. Secret Mage might be a thing. Secret Mage might be a thing. Reno the Relicologist. 6 mana 4/6. Sticking true to the Reno stats and mana cost. Battlecry, if your deck has no duplicates, deal 10 damage randomly split among all enemy minions. It's definitely not as good as healing to full, but on turn 6, probably this will kill almost every board. Especially if you're doing stuff like Arcane Flak Mage and then other things. It's not as good as the other stuff that you're getting for the no duplicates. Yeah, but it doesn't go face. The fact that it doesn't go face means it's definitely helpful in like a control mage, but a control mage is going to want to run like double blizzard and stuff like that. So I definitely play this in my wild Reno mage. So I just get both Renos. That happens for sure. It's just in standard, is the payoff going to be better than, say, Conjurer's Calling Mage or now potentially Secret Mage? Probably not. I'm going to guess no most of the time. But at some point, this card could always end up kind of making a comeback, right? Depending on how many payoffs you get for the no duplicate thing, and depending on how many payoffs you get for playing a super control style mage that runs a bunch of one-ofs. Like, are there too many cards? I don't know. Seems like a big ol' maybe to me. Raid the Sky Temple. This is the quest for mage. Cast 10 spells. The reward is the Ascendant Scroll, which is 2 mana. Add a random mage spell to your hand. It costs 2 less. Well, that's infinite value. Also, the fact that you pay 2 to get the spell, then you pay 2 less for the spell means essentially your hero power is like kind of free at that point. Casting 10 spells. That's a lot of spells to cast. It's going to take a while to do this. But when you get to late game, like you can play this plus a whole bunch of control stuff, and then get to late game and then have infinite value. And just grind them out. This would be fantastic if you could also still play like the Jaina Death Knight and stuff like that. But grinding them out in Mage right now might be a lot tougher in Standard. So this is another big what if card to me. I'm going to have to like play with it and see if the deck really does work. But I'm going to have fun as hell with it, trying it, you know. Maybe worth like having as a side thing. Yeah, I mean possibly, because let's say you were to like go up, let's say Control Warrior is still really popular, right? And you just go up against a Dr. Boom Mad Genius. Yeah, generating spells isn't the problem. It's then finding the time to cast all the spells and then get to this and then having this be good at that point. It's very possible though. Like the thing is that the spell that it generates is just random. It's not like if this was Discover a Mage spell, holy crap, would that be insane? But just give you a random one, you can really get some duds and have them not be effective at all in the late game. So it's a big what if to me. All right, but here we go. Puzzle Box of Yogg-Saron. 10 mana, epic, cast 10 random spells, targets chosen randomly. You're going to get your 10 spells no matter what. Doesn't matter, Yogg can't die in the middle and stop casting. Doesn't matter how many spells you've cast up to this point. In general, 10 random spells are going to benefit you more than the opponent. Obviously, sometimes it's going to fizzle and suck and you're going to shoot yourself with fireballs and pyroblasts and blah, blah, blah. But most of the time, spells that you cast will help you more than the other person. I definitely think that if you're going to play like some sort of a control mage, you might want to just throw one of these in there. Just as like a break glass in case of emergency style card. Because most of the time, at the end of these 10 spells, you will be in a better position than you were at the beginning. You will also pay 10 mana to do that. No, I don't think there's a lot of complete your quest because this says cast 10 spells. Essentially, in this case, the way that it historically has worked is that you're not the one casting these spells. So I would guess no. However, there's not like a creature casting those spells. Yeah, it just seems like it's a good card. Oh, and then there's also the Caligos implication where you could play Caligos and then play this for free. Or play Caligos, discover this, play it for free. Woo! Makes Caligos a slightly better card again. And of course, there's the card that we talked about at the beginning. Oh, Naga Sandwich. Make this cost 5. Heyo. Pretty cool. It just seems cool, and it seems like it's kind of just be worth as a one of in a lot of control slower mage decks. All right, let's move on. Paladin. 2 mana, subdue, set of minions, attack and health to 1. I mean, inequality for 1 minion. More than inequality. It's just neutralize a minion for 2 mana. Yeah, that seems good. Seems really good. The flavor text, like humility, but more humiliating. Yeah, you're just like, this basically, if you think about it, it's basically polymorph for 2 mana. I mean, you don't remove whatever effect it might have, but how often is the effect it might have that crazy that just turning it into a 1/1? Because you'll turn it into a 1/1 and then kill it if there's some crazy effect. Yeah, if it has a death rattle, it doesn't lose the death rattle, obviously. But I feel like that's fine because this costs 2. 2 is really cheap. 2 is cheap to be able to just be like, that minion is no longer a problem for me. I think this will definitely see play. This will definitely see play in Shirvala Holy Wrath Paladin, right? Because they actually are a little light on super sweet tools. They do a lot of the healing and the timeouts and stuff, but they'll definitely run subdues. 4 mana 4/2 Ancestral Guardian. It's 4 mana 4/2 with Lifesteal and Reborn, so it doesn't rush or anything. So you play a 4 mana 4/2 with Lifesteal. It dies, it goes back as a 4/1 with Lifesteal. But you can't immediately attack somebody with it. It's not a mech. Can't magnetize a Ziliax to it. Probably not going to see play. I'm going to guess no on this one. You need to be able to like rush that out, right? All right, Pharaoh's Blessing, 6 mana spells, rare, give a minion +4/+4, Divine Shield, and Taunt. All right, so +4/+4, that's Blessing of Kings. Divine Shield, we have a 1 mana. Give something Divine Shield. So there you go. That's 5 mana worth of stuff. Give something Taunt. Is that worth 1 mana? I mean, historically, it kind of has been. We had a Spare Part that just gave something Taunt for 1 mana. Immortal Prelate deck gets another thing. Very defensive style card, too. Depends on how much silence is running around. Historically, there's not been that much silence running around. But, I mean, yeah, you could, like, put this on a 1/1, attack something. And then you still have your 5/5 at full strength. So, it's an interesting card. I think it just goes in a certain style of deck. I wonder if, like, the Spirit of the Tiger deck thing becomes a thing again. I don't know. It's interesting, but it's a little fair. And oftentimes the cards that make it into decks are not very fair, and they do stuff that cheats mana. This kind of 6 mana is like exactly how much this would cost, right? And the thing is most of the time the way that Hearthstone works is the guy who wins is the one who plays things that make more powerful effects for mana cost than the other one. You know what I'm saying? 2 mana, 1/2 Micro Mummy. It's an epic. Reborn. At the end of your turn, give another random friendly minion +1 attack. So it's sticky. It's a mech. You make it cost less. Mech Paladin deck might want to run a few of these. Because, you know, buffing your board and then also having a mech on board to magnetize things to has been pretty decent. I'm guessing if it dies and it has things magnetized, it just comes back as a Micro Mummy without any of the stuff. So it'll just come back as a 1/1, but then it will, at the end of your turn, give you more value. So, yeah, I mean, the fact that it's a mech, I think, is the thing that gives this any sort of appeal. Yeah, and it's very cute. It is a cute little Micro Mummy. All right, tip the scales. 8 mana spell. Epic. Summon 7 Murlocs from your deck. Heyo. I mean, that's expensive, but that effect is very powerful. That being said, a lot of the Murlocs like buff the other Murlocs. Seems like it'd be really good in Wild with as a way to ensure that you get all your Murlocs out. Because there you'd be like summoning, you know, Finjas, War Leaders, Bluegills, and that's it. So it's like a way to like ensure that your Murloc finisher ends up working. Anything can happen. That being said, in Standard, I think you want to be playing your Murlocs like one at a time and using battle cries on each other. I don't think you want to just yoink them all out of your deck. Their battle cries don't happen. Most of them don't charge. Yeah, no. Not in Standard. Making mummies. All right, this is our quest for Paladin. 1 mana, obviously. Quest, play 5 reborn minions. Reward is the Emperor Wraps. The Emperor Wraps is 2 mana, summon a 2/2 copy of a friendly minion. All right, so let's think about this. For this to be good, you're going to need minions that you want copies of because they have incredible persistent effects or really good death rattles. You could also potentially say Murlocs, Reborns, something like that. Playing 5 Reborn minions, probably not that difficult to complete. And then you're making a decent hero power. It's not like oh, I instantly win the game style hero power. Which, by the way, I do want to commend Hearthstone. Most of these quests don't seem to work that way. They don't seem to like auto win for people, which I think is good. Because the other quest, it was like, oh, some of them are auto win and some of them are absolute hot garbage. This, again, I feel like I'm going to need to see this in action. I'm going to need to see what the deck list fully looks like. I'm going to say, though, that on the scale of some of the quests we've already seen, maybe one of the weaker ones. But I guess, you know, if you're making a bunch of mechs and stuff, then, like, if you start running out of gas, your hero power being able to copy whatever mechs you play allows your hand to have a little more value. Yeah, could be interesting. All right, Sir Finley of the Sands, 2 mana, 2/3. This is a Sir Finley riding a golden spider. Cool. Oh yeah, there is a Murloc with Reborn. Yeah, you're right. So I mean, there's that. Yep, make it a 2/2 with Reborn. Like I said, you're gonna have some tribal stuff happening or some death rattle stuff happening, and mechs, Murlocs, good death rattles. That could be a thing. All right, anyway, Sir Finley of the Sands, 2 mana, 2/3, battle cry. If your deck has no duplicates, discover an upgraded hero power. Heyo. So this is how you can get Odd Paladin again, but without Odd Paladin, it's like Reno Paladin. You don't start with that hero power, you just get it at some point. It doesn't cost a 6 mana 6/3. It costs a 2 mana 2/3, which is fine because a 2 mana 2/3. First of all, it can be played on turn 2, and then you get that value for the rest of the game. So you probably always want this in your opening hand. You get to discover a hero power, which means it's not necessarily always the Paladin hero power. You're going to get a choice of 3 of the other upgraded hero powers. The thing is that going to be reliable to give you like the one you want? Yeah, they're just the car upgraded hero powers, yes. Is that going to be reliable to give you the thing that you want for the deck that you're playing when you're playing a Reno Paladin? I think you definitely want to play this in Wild Reno Paladin, but Standard, I don't know, man. I need more payoff than this to make my deck full of no duplicates, right? Very cool card, though. Very cool card. Salhet's Pride. A 3 mana 3/1 with a Death Rattle. Draw 2 1-health minions from your deck. Yeah. If I'm trying to draw my whole deck and Shirvala you, or Holy Wrath you with Shirvala, this is actually pretty solid. I play a 3 mana 3/1 and it draws me like Loot Hoarders and Novice Engineers and other Salhets. And I just keep drawing through my deck, and I just draw through my deck really, really fast. I think that's the deck this goes in. I don't think it goes in anything else. But yeah, because of Novice Engineer and Loot Hoarder, you know. Yeah. Alright, this sees play. 2 mana 3/1 Sandwasp Queen. Battlecry, add 2 2/1 Sandwasps to your hand. Now, these Sandwasps are just 1 mana 2/1s. They're not, they don't have Rush, they don't have Lifelink, they don't have anything. They're vanilla. A 2 mana 3/1 that instantly gives you like value, albeit weak value. It's not the worst thing in the world, but again, it's like a little too fair. Probably do pick this up in arena drafts though. It's just too fair. It's way too fair. If you're trying to play like a Paladin token deck, I think there's better options. Also, right now, Paladin token decks aren't really a thing anymore. They were really good when we had like recruit Paladins and stuff, but yeah, not seeing it. We got a 1 mana 2/1 Brazen Zealot. Whenever you summon a minion, gain 1 attack. Well, I like the design of this because it's not a 1-drop that just instantly wins you the game. Thank you, Blizzard, for not printing any more of those. Oh, so glad that they've learned their lesson from Undertaker and Mana Worm and friggin' Overload guy. All those friggin' 1/3s that get bigger. Yeah. Seems alright, but not like broken, and so therefore good for the game. 1-drops should not be broken. Don't make broken ass 1-drops. That being said, like if you can play this on 1, your opponent can't answer it, you'll get some damage in. Let's say you play this on 1, and then on turn 2 you're able to play like 2 1-drops. Boom! I hit you for 4. Sweet. I'm happy about this. I'm not saying it's a good card. I'm just saying I'm happy about this. All right, Paladin looks like it didn't get like a huge amount of help, but it's, you know, it's interesting. Priest, on the other hand, I'm hearing a lot of rumblings that people think Priest is going to be awesome, which it hasn't been for a while, so that would be totally okay with me. All right, we've got our first card, 5 mana 5/5 Sandhoof Waterbearer. At the end of your turn, restore 5 health to a damaged friendly character. So 5 mana, just restore health to you. That seems fine. Restore health to a damaged minion on the board. That seems fine too. This is super good in arena, obviously. I guess the question is, Is this card worth being in one of the 30 cards in your deck? For standard, it's just a card with upside. The downside is 5 mana, 5/5 stat line. But if you think about it, you're almost getting like 5/10 worth of stats if it heals something for 5. That's on the board. If we see like Divine Spirit Inner Fire style priests and stuff that have big booty minions, this is a good way to keep those big booty minions alive. So, could see play. Holy Ripple, 2 mana spell, deal 1 damage to all enemies, restore 1 health to all friendly characters. Oh my. Oh my. Well, priests just, they need to give them better AoE in their classic set. That way they don't have to keep giving them AoE in every dang new set of cards. And that way Big Priest and Wild doesn't continue to just get more damn stall. So they can just play a small ass group of minions and then keep bringing them back to life. Yeah, this seems like a decent card, but it's depends on the meta. You're probably going to draft this in Arena, though, because this is a really good tempo card in Arena. Like, I whirlwind your side of the board while healing my side of the board. That actually has a lot of effect. Like, even if I did that to maybe like 3 of my minions and a couple of your minions, that usually helps swing the tempo pretty heavily if you're having some combat back and forth. It'll enable combat a lot better for you. I don't know if in standard you're going to see a lot of boards where you're going to have enough minions and they're going to have enough 1 health minions for this to really matter. It really depends on the meta. 2 mana Penance, Lifesteal, deal 3 damage to a minion. Seems freaking good. Yeah. I shoot something, I Frostbolt a minion, and I heal myself. It's Gul'dan hero power once. And I can't go face. That's fine. Yeah. Yeah, I want this. Yeah, I want this. Yeah, I want to control the board and stay alive. Alright, here's the quest. Activate the Obelisk. 1 mana quest. Restore 15 health. Obelisk Eye. Well, here you go. Here you go. These are ways to get that go. Oh, obviously here you go. everything so far is working for this. What is Obelisk's Eye? Your hero power. Restore 3 health. If you target a minion, also give it +3/+3. Also. So restore 3 health and then also give it +3/+3. So if it's injured, you heal it and you buff it. And if you don't have a minion to deal or to restore health to, you just made your hero power better for just healing your face. Yeah, that seems solid. Solid. You're gonna have to build some sort of a minion-based like Buffy style deck. So I'm thinking Divine Spirit Inner Fire is gonna be a thing. Got extra arms still. Still got powered shields and stuff. Some big booty minions. Turn them into threats. Smash face. Seems good. 3 mana 3/3. Wretched Reclaimer. Battlecry. Destroy a friendly minion, then return it to life with full health. Ew. I mean, if you hit any minion that's already gotten value out of an attack, then this is really good. On turn 3, this is not often going to do much, right? What's up, 9? So, on curve, this is pretty bad, but if you don't care about playing this on curve, this is just some sort of like utility card for later. Yeah, it could be sweet. Again, I'm gonna have to see this in action because I feel like I see the upside, and I also see that it can sometimes just be sitting in your hand as like a dead card. I think it's a really well designed card. This is the way we should be rezzing things, right? All right, 1 mana, give a minion reborn. All right. Well, if you can give this to like a sweet Death Rattle minion or something like that, totally. And you can make your minions sticky. And that's probably worth something. The fact they come out with 1 health. Yeah. But I mean, you only pay 1 mana for this. The question is this again worth one of the 30 card slots in your deck? I don't know. By the way, Reborn comes back with 1 health and it's considered like damaged, right? Or does it come back with like 1 max health? My understanding is it comes back like injured, right? It still can be healed back to full. Anyway. Grand Mummy. So 2 mana 1/2 with Reborn. Death Rattle give a random friendly minion +1/+1. So essentially for 2 mana you're getting 3/4 worth of stats, right? Because it has to die twice. Oh, actually no, you're getting like 4/5 worth of stats because when it comes back it'll be a 1/1. So it'd be a 2 mana 1/2. Then when it dies, a 2/3 giving something else. Then it comes back as a 1/1. That's 3/4. Then gives 1/1 again. That's 4/5. It's a lot of stats for 2 mana. It's just your opponent can also isolate it and then kill it. It's just they have to isolate it and then kill it twice. It's tough. I'm Gary Stevens. Thank you for that 4 months. Appreciate you, my friend. It probably is not worth. These cute little mummy families, though, huh? Look at that. Probably not worth, but I'm interested in testing it for sure. The High Priest Amet. It's a legendary. Whenever you summon a minion, set its health equal to this minion's. All right, so people are already talking about how there is a Boar OTK with this. So you play this. You Powered Shield it, so it has 9. Then you Divine Spirit goes to 1836. Right? At that point, that's 9 mana worth of stuff. Then you play a Charging Boar, which will then come into play as a 1 mana 136. Then you Topsy-Turvy it. You swing for 36. It's a lot of cards. And you can't get through a taunt unless you have a 0 mana silence. Doubtful that this is the actual priest deck that's out there. I will guarantee you that people will play this, though, especially like low ranks and stuff, right? But without that, just in a deck that plays Divine Spirit Inner Fire shenanigans, it just seems like an okay card. 4 mana 2/7, big booty. Give other things big booties. Yeah, I like it. 4 mana 3/1 Psycho Pomp. Battlecry, summon a random friendly minion that died this game. Give it Reborn. I wonder if you play this in Wild Big Priest. My theory is no, because it itself is a crappy minion to put into the res pool. But summoning, Ragnaros and giving it Reborn, summoning Lich King and giving it Reborn, summoning statues and giving them Reborn. Obviously, those are good. So is that worth throwing a Psycho Pomp into the death pool at some point? We've seen in the past that it's okay to have like the single Barns in the death pool because of what it does. Summoning Yashiraj and giving it Reborn. That seems good too. Definitely stuff here. Standard, I don't know. Again, I'll have to play with it. On curve, it's oftentimes not going to pull something that's big enough to really justify this, but seems like it's got possibilities. 9 mana Plague of Death. Silence and destroy all minions. So the fact that it's 9 mana, I think, makes this a fair card. We don't have Psychic Scream anymore. 9 mana to silence and destroy all minions. So you don't bounce them back into the opponent's deck, which I guess is an advantage. Pay 2 mana for. But you don't get to like develop behind it, right? Like you still give your opponent the initiative. This poor camel and hyena. An armadillo. They're just falling into the earth. It'd be funny if they all also had like tape over their mouths. Anyway, yeah, you're gonna see this card. I'll see play, but I've seen people being like, "This is broken." I'm like, it's not broken. I mean, it costs 9. It costs 9. Yes, you kill everything. You don't get to play a bunch of stuff. So to me, that seems fine. Priest does look like it could have some serious potential, though, huh? Rogue. Clever Disguise, 2-mana spell. Add 2 random spells from another class to your hand. So, Burgle Rogue things, but making sure that in the mirror match you're able to get stuff that activates Vendetta and things are definitely worth. This is like a super pilfer for 1 extra mana. Thing is, they're random spells, so it's possible that they suck. Now, that being said, it's spells, not minions. Spells are generally just good. Most spells are good. Sometimes you're going to get something that you literally can't use, though. You know what I mean? So it really relies on the fact, like, are you able to utilize, like, is the payoff enough for the value generation that you're going to do with cards like Clever Disguise? Oops. There we go. This is the quest for Rogue, the Bazaar Burglary. Add 4 cards from other classes to your hand. Reward Ancient Blades. Well, here you go. This is this value generation? Is there a payoff that's worth it? This could be the payoff that's worth it, because check out what you get. Ancient Blades becomes your hero power. For 2 mana, you equip a 3/2 blade with immune while attacking. Damn. So you get, like, for the rest of the game, you get a fiery war axe that you're immune while using. An unnerfed fiery war axe, mind you. For the rest of the game, you get to just do that. Just keep equipping it. Keep smashing into things. Never worrying about your health total. You can get this done pretty quickly, too. Because you don't even have to... Okay, I want to point something else out about this quest. It doesn't say cast 4 cards from other classes. Just add them to your hand. Play this on 1, play this on 2. I'm already halfway there. OP Rogue quest condition continues. Yeah. 4 mana, 4/4 Sacket. The Sacket Sapper. Death. It's a pirate, by the way. That's always pertinent when we're talking Rogue. Death Rattle. Return a random enemy minion to your opponent's hand. So when this dies, it saps something. So 4 mana, 4/4, but sap something upon death. I mean, that feels worth to me. Considering, now I don't get to choose it, obviously. And sap allows me to choose it, but I get a 4/4 and then I just tack a sap effect onto it. It's delayed. So I don't do it on a battle cry effect, but yeah, this seems decent. If I'm playing a tempo style rogue, this definitely slows things down and offers me more tempo than my opponent. And your opponent's it's gonna change the way your opponent plays. After this hits the board, your opponent's not gonna be able to necessarily throw down like a giant minion. Interesting. It's not as good as like the 3 mana 2/2 mech that hunters get, right? That just destroys a minion, but still seems pretty solid. The Pharaoh Cat, 1 mana 1/2. It's a beast. Battle cry. Add a reborn minion to your hand. Could this reborn minion be of another class? Could this actually help you with the quest? I wonder. Because Because there are class reborn minions. I think it can. Because Discover is the thing that pulls from your class only, right? So yeah, it should be able to. Should be able to help with the quest completion as well. It's a 1 mana 1/2 that instantly gives you value. And it's just a cute little kitty. I don't know, I'll give it a go. Why not? I doubt this is like something that sticks around forever and ever though. Definitely play it in Arena though. Just playing a 1-drop is just good. Alright, the 4 mana Shadow of Death. Say N epic spell. Choose a minion. Shuffle 3 shadows into your deck. And summon a copy when drawn. Oh, you're saying that when I cast it, I have to target a minion? I got it. Okay. I just don't get the 4/4. Yeah. Okay, that makes more sense. So I have to have something on board first, target it, and then every time this is drawn, I just get another version of that, whatever that may be. Got it. That still seems pretty bad, because you're going to have to get something onto the board with 4 mana remaining. And then you're going to have to draw into the shadows. Definitely people are going to make some ridiculous combos happen. That's for sure. But probably... It doesn't say for... Yeah, but I mean, if I'm playing this, am I really going to be wanting 3 of whatever my opponent has? I would think most of the time you'd want something very specific to do some sort of... To do something with. So yeah, obviously, like if your opponent plays a mountain giant, let's say your opponent plays a mountain giant, and then instead of killing the mountain giant, I just say, eventually I'll get 3 mountain giants of my own. Then the next time they smash your face for 8 and Conjure is calling it. I don't think that's going to be good. That seems bad. That seems really bad. I'd much rather walk the plank that mountain giant than like eventually get 3 more mountain giants. I don't know, man. This seems bad. Pogo is a battle cry, so if it just summons the minion, you won't be able to get battle cry effects. I'm gonna guess this is bad. I'm just gonna guess it's bad. Now I get how it works and I understand like there's stuff here, but I'm gonna guess it's bad. Mally Rogue, but see, you're also gonna have to get the Mally out. Now I know there are ways to. There's other cards here that will convert cards in your hand to 1/1s or whatever. It's just, I don't know, it seems like it's asking too much of me for a combo that better kill my opponent. And if it doesn't kill my opponent, it's not worth it all. Alright, Hooked Scimitar, 3 mana 2/2, combo gain 2 attack, so 3 mana 4/2 weapon, if I can combo this. I'm just curious if this is going to make it in a world where Waggle Pick is already like not really seeing that much play. So obviously a 3 mana 4/2 weapon is good, but what Waggle Pick offers is it offers like this future value as well. And right now Waggle Pick is not in every rogue deck, so but a tempo rogue deck, you'll definitely want this. Just for tempo and also potentially just damage, right? And maybe you just want this because you can play this and Waggle Pick and just be like, I have tons of damage that comes straight out of my hand, right? Like you play like all the charging cards and you play this and you know. You just go face. That was an archetype before they nerfed some of the rogue cards, but I can see it being an archetype again. Really good arena card. World Kickmaster, 2 mana 1/2. Whenever you play a combo card, add a random combo card to your hand. Well, it's fairly cheap, so it likely enables whatever combo card you play. So like on turn 5, you play this into SI or something, and then generate another card. Most of the combo cards are pretty good, right? You'd be getting like Miscreants and SIs and this thing. Yeah, possibly. I wish it was a pirate. If it was a pirate, then we could like piratey things as well. But a 2-mana 1/2 sucks, so you really need to get instant value out of this. I doubt it. I'm gonna say I doubt it. 5-mana 5/5. This is the card I was talking about. I guess you could use this with the Shadows card, right? So 5-mana 5/5. Anka the Buried. Change each Death Rattle minion in your hand into a 1/1 that cost 1. All right, so let's think about like the Death Rattle minions that we'd want to do this to, because then you could, you know, get the Shadow of Death with these Death Rattle minions and then do some Death Rattle-y stuff. I don't think there are enough good ones right now. Casino combo Lackey Rogue incoming. There you go. Yeah. We didn't even get like new Death Rattle minions added to the Rogue set. That art is pretty gross. I like it. Well, okay. I mean, if you hit something good and then you're allowed to play it for 1, like let's say you just get some mech whelpling guys, you know, the mechanical whelps. You make them cost 1, and then you play them, and then you make 7/7s, and then you still got the weapon that activates Death Rattles. Okay. Okay. Seems like a fun card to play in Wild Big Rogue. I'll have to mess with it in Standard, but it feels like there's stuff here. Death Rattle Rogue was freaking cool for a while. It just kind of fell off because Miscreants and Lackeys and stuff took over. Yeah, Big Rogue and Wild, that seems like that could be super fun. Because, yeah, it's being able to play like the 7-mana 3/3 that summons 8 drops for 1. That seems worth. Also being able to like play a 1-mana Death Rattle thing and then play the 5-mana trigger it twice. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff you could do for sure there. 5-mana 5/5 Bazaar Mugger. It's got Rush, Battle Cry, add a random minion from another class to your hand. This actually seems solid to me because for 5 mana, you instantly get to rush something down that has 3 health. And you'd be surprised how often 3 health is fine. Like, I understand people are like, but there's giant minions on turn 5. There aren't always giant minions on turn 5. So I do that, and then I'm also getting my quest done and adding random cards and enabling, like, I could hit something with this and then Vendetta, right? Deal 7 damage to something. This seems okay. If I'm playing like a Burglary Rogue type thing, this seems okay. Plague of Madness. 1 mana. Each player equips a 2/2 knife with poisonous. Like your opponent gets it. Is awkward. But maybe you're playing a deck where you don't care so much about the 2/2 knife for your opponent. You only really care about it for yourself. Also, you can run Weapon Destruction and Harrison Jones and things like that. Combo this on turn 6 with a Harrison Jones. Get a 2/2 knife with poisonous. Draw 2 cards. Play a 5/4. I'm guessing this has a place somewhere. It's just the Control Rogue right now, I feel like needs more life gain than it probably has. So I'm not really necessarily seeing it. Still feels to me like Tempo Burgle is going to be the prevalent style. Totemic Surge. Give your totems +2 attack. For 0 mana, that's a decent effect. It's definitely going to cause people to be forced to kill your totems. That's for sure. If you can hit 2 totems with it, that's actually really good value. And that doesn't seem like that would be that hard to do. In Wild, you could play like a totem deck again. There was the guy that summons a totem when you cast a spell or whatever. So in Wild, you can definitely do stuff with this card. Standard, I'm thinking, maybe some sort of a tempo-based shaman that just wants to hit 1 or 2 things. Could be interesting. 2 mana 2/2 Sandstorm Elemental. Obviously, it's an elemental. Battle cry, deal 1 damage to all enemy minions, and it overloads you 1. It seems solid. Maelstrom. What was it? Maelstrom? Maelstrom Portal. Always saw play. And for 2 mana, you dealt 1 damage, and then you summoned a 1-drop. This is always going to give you a 2/2. I'm definitely playing this in Wild with Devolves and Maelstroms, and then this as well. So yeah, this is pretty solid. Not to mention a battle cry that means this will also go off. Also, it's enemy minions only, which is very important actually. But also it'll go off later on with your Shutter Walk and stuff too. So it's like another thing that goes out, because right now you get like the Dragon Whirlwind effect, you get the Haggoth, the 3 damage to the board effect, and then you'll also get the Sandstorm effect. So, pretty solid. I think it's good. I think it's really good. Mogu Flesh Shaper, 7 mana 3/4. Yikes. Rush. Costs 1 less for each minion on the battlefield. All right. Okay. If I can get this to cost 3, it's really good. 4 minions on the battlefield. For 4, it sucks. For 2, it's amazing. Yeah. If I play this and evolve it, though, that's pretty sick. If I can get this for real cheap and then evolve it, I love that. So this card definitely has potential. Again, though, it's like this is terrible against anybody who's playing big, large minions, and awesome against like aggro decks and stuff for as a defensive tool. Seems interesting. All right, we got Vicina, 4 mana 2/6. While you're overloaded, your other minions have +2 attack. Whoa! Yeah. Yeah, I'll probably put this in my aggro overload shaman. Just a 1 of. And the fact is like I can be overloaded and then just chuck this down if I have any minions on the board, and then they'll suddenly have like a Savage Roar effect. Big Spoon with that tier 1 Twitch Prime sub. Thank you so very much, my friend. Oh, converted from a Twitch Prime sub to a tier 1 sub. Well, I appreciate that. Yep, Vicina. This seems like it goes in an aggro overload shaman deck, which isn't already an archetype. So I'm gonna give this a go. I think that aggro overload shaman just needed a couple more tools. So, and the fact that it's a 2/6 means your opponent's gonna have to decide like, okay, do I kill this? Do I AoE the little guys? This sticks around. I don't know. It's like it's interesting. Yeah. Murlocs, Sparks, Totems. There's lots of ways to get little homies on the board, and then we also have Soul of the Murloc, right? So Soul of the Murloc is a pretty good way to get a sticky board and then get Vicina down. 4 mana 3/2 weapon, Splitting Axe. Battlecry, summon copies of your totems. Okay, so we've got cards that work with that. Totemic Surge being one. Vicina also. On turn 4, how many times will you get 2 totems? Some of the time. Your opponent is going to be probably focused on clearing totems again, since there are now totem cards that matter. This is okay, so right now we do see a 4 mana 3/2 weapon, Wrench Caliber, see play. Wrench Caliber does something for the future with the bomb stuff. This kind of immediately impacts the board. Like you can play this on turn 4, get 2 totems, and then also instantly buff them with the 0 cost card. So there's plays here. If a totem style shaman sees play, this goes in it for sure. It's just that's gonna have to actually do something. Plague of Murlocs, transform all minions into random Murlocs. All right, so I used to devolve you. Now I just turn your stuff into Murlocs. I mean, that seems like something that could be very effective. Because most Murlocs are low health, easy to kill. I could probably do this, and then I can probably AoE your board. Most of the time, wipe it. Oh my god, in Wild against Big Priest? Oh my god, Shaman is like the ultimate counter now to Big Priest. Yeah, this seems pretty solid. Obviously, you'll have to have this plus a follow-up to make it really work, but you can do this plus your board or something like that. By the way, it also transforms your own minions into Murlocs. But if you're playing a Murloc deck, you're just playing Murlocs anyway, so. Weaponized Wasp, 3 mana, 3/3. Battlecry, if you control a lackey, deal 3 damage. Whoa, buddy. Yeah, that's good. Doesn't seem that hard to control a lackey. Especially because we are getting more lackey generation in Shaman. There's not a lot to say about this card other than it's just freaking good. It goes face, too. It goes face. It kills minions. It's a 3/3. All you need is a lackey. The lackey already did something good. Yeah, this is good. Earthquake. Deal 5 damage to all minions, then deal 2 damage to all minions. This is really good if you're playing Control Shaman, obviously. Because it... most of the time a Death Rattle effect will pop out a minion that has less health than its main effect, right? Or its main body. So it'll kill a lot of secondary minions. Also, Soul of the Forest or Soul of the Murloc, where they're giving everything Death Rattle. This will wipe that actual board. And the first portion of it kills like buffed tokens that have Soul of the Forest. The second portion then kills all the treants. So if you're playing Control Shaman, yeah, you're probably playing this. And then you've also got in Control Shaman, you've got charging elemental or rushing elementals that heal you back up and stuff. So yeah, if you want to play like big Shaman and things, this is definitely a tool for that. All right, here's the quest: Corrupt the Waters. Play 6 Battlecry cards. Reward Heart of Virnal. All right, let's check out what that is. Bang! Your battle cries trigger twice this turn. Now you do have to click this button to then cause your battle cry. It's not like a persistent effect that's free. You have to pay the 2, and then for the rest of the turn, your battle cry effects happen twice. Here's a good battle cry to happen twice, though. Like, let's say I get the lackey, the kobold lackey. I do that. That's 2 mana to push the button. Then 1 mana deal 4, 3 mana deal 6. Yeah, suddenly I'm shooting you for a ton of damage. And 6 Battlecry cards that shouldn't be that hard to do. Not to mention, it plays into a Shudderwalk style deck. It also plays into like playing Battlecry cards. That means you're doing stuff as you're getting the quest done, right? So it's not really costing you a lot. So it's good. Evil Totem, 2 mana 0/2 totem. At the end of your turn, add a lackey to your hand. So you get at least 1 lackey. Not to mention it's a totem. So you can play the weapon to duplicate this totem and just generate even more lackeys. So yeah, 2 mana Evil Cable Rat plus. Because Evil Cable Rat, the 1/1 body doesn't matter so much. But a 0/2 totem, it's like they must kill it. They can't ignore it and like go face or whatever. So it's going to soak up an attack or a spell or something like that at least. And then you're going to get at least a lackey and potentially more. That seems really, really good. Neferset Thrasher. 3 mana 4/5. Whenever this attacks, deal 3 damage to your hero. Alright, so we're getting Yeti stats for 3 mana. That's obviously good. Then it doesn't do the bad thing unless we get the good thing, which is to utilize the body. What up, Lane? So utilizing the body means that we're getting, let's say we're hitting the opponent's face. We're dealing 4 to them and 3 to us. The fact that it's not just like, deal 3 damage to you when you play it, then opponent kills it and you didn't do anything with it. It's cool design, I like it. I wish it was a demon. That would be sweeter. But I feel like this card is got potential. Definitely I'm going to pick this in Arena. Oh yeah, you could silence it. Yeah, that's true. The Warlock doesn't run a lot of silence, though. And the silence card you'd play would be weaker stats. Would be weaker stats to play the silence card, so I don't think that's effectively how you do it. You just kind of deal with the fact that you're taking damage, but... 1 mana spell, Sinister Deal, discover a lackey. 1 mana, pick a lackey of my choosing out of 3. That means most of the time I'm going to get one that I like. Yeah, 4 damage is more than 3, you're right. If I'm attacking you and I'm taking 3, I'm winning that race. Well, if I need lackey generation, this is a good way to do it. The fact that I get to pick a lackey, that's important. As far as lackey generation cards go, this is probably one of the weaker ones that I've seen, but I don't know. We'll see how much Warlock wants lackeys, I guess. We got a legendary 5 mana 4/4 Dark Pharaoh Tekon. Battle cry for the rest of the game. Your lackeys are 4/4. Yeah, okay. Okay, now Sinister Deal seems really good. All right, yeah. I get super lackeys. 1 mana 4/4 is it do something. I have to get this guy out first. The lackey Warlock, huh? I'm on board. I am on board. Let's do it. Well, it's kind of a like the quest is draw him, play him. That's the quest to complete there. Plague of Flames, 1 mana, destroy all your minions. For each one, destroy a random enemy minion. So a lot of people talked about this with the scheme card, Reform scheme, where you generate, a bunch of 1/1 demons. You combine those 2 cards together for 4 mana, you can wipe a lot of boards. And that's a cheap way to wipe boards for sure. It's then you have to have a follow-up, right? So, and I guess the question then becomes, is there a Control Warlock? And does Control Warlock have a way to win the game? Because Control Warlock used to have like Gul'dan, just Void Walker or Void Daddies, that kind of stuff to win the game. Current standard Control Warlock doesn't really have solid win conditions, so I'm not convinced yet. But I see it. Reform scheme plus Plague of Flames. Sure. 4 mana 3/5 Diseased Vulture. After your hero takes damage on your turn, summon a random 3-cost minion. Well, this has absolute synergy with this guy. Not to mention they curve into each other, right? So you play a 3 mana Yeti. Then on the next turn, you play a Diseased Vulture. You hit the opponent in the face. You deal 3 damage to yourself. You get a free 3-cost minion. Also, you play this on 6 in your hero power, and you get a 3/5 and a 3-drop, and your opponent is forced to deal with this, probably. It definitely seems like this could see play. I think you'll probably just draft it in Arena most of the time, too, because, it's just 4 mana 3/5s are just fine stat lines. So it's just that with an upside. Yeah. So this might be a little too fair, and that might not be a very good strategy for standard, though. We'll see. 6 mana 7/5. It's a demon. Battle cry. Destroy a minion. Your hero takes damage equal to its health. Okay. Well, hell yeah. Let me kill some giant thing. I'll take some damage, but I'm also going to reverse tempo here. And a lot of times in Hearthstone, like, the game comes down to not just controlling the board, but flipping the board. And this is like an ultimate board flip card. I can kill any minion as long as I'm willing to take that much damage. And put a 7/5 into play. I mean, 6 mana kill any minion. The downside, take damage. The upside, 7/5 in play. That's a demon. This definitely sees play. This sees lots and lots of play. This is a card you're going to have to be very concerned about every time you're playing as Warlock, I think. Yeah, I'm super down for this card. This card is amazing. 3 mana, 3/3, Evil Recruiter. Battle Cry. Destroy a friendly lackey to summon a 5/5 demon. Well, if my lackey's already 4/4s, that doesn't seem like that good of a trade-off, does it? Huh. But if my lackeys are 1/1s, then hell yeah. On turn 3, my lackeys would be 1/1 still, though, right? The question is, do I even have lackeys on turn 3? Not most of the time. But man, if you can get that going, so you can play the 1 mana Discover Demon on 2, or Discover Lackey on 2, play the Lackey, hope it's alive. Or you can do 1 mana, play something, 2 mana Evil Genius. Is that the card? Make 2 lackeys. But then you don't get to play the lackey on 2. You have to play it, coin this on 3, or turn 4, play lackey plus this. So, I mean, yeah, Zoo with that, that's pretty good. And I guess I do play it in the 4/4 thing, because at least I could, like, trade my lackey and then kill it and summon a 5/5. Like, trade in that 4/4 body that's been injured for a fresh 5/5. Yeah, seems like it's going to be good. Definitely Zoo, for sure. What's up, Dano? 2 mana, 2/1, Expired Merchant. Battle Cry, discard your highest cost card, Death Rattle, add 2 copies of it to your hand. This screams like some sort of combo to me. This also screams Reno Warlock and Wild. Because I could take some big, expensive, awesome card and just make it happen twice. I could, like, destroy my Gul'dan, well, discard my Gul'dan and then play Gul'dan twice in the game. Could discard a Kazakus spell and then have 2 of them. I could discard Reno and then have 2 Renos. Now, if they get silenced, that sucks ass, though. But that seems to me like the first place I would play this. Your opponent would have to be running a silence and then you hit this guy with a silence. Still seems worth most of the time. Yeah, Reno, Log, and Wild. Hell yeah, let's go. Imp Balming. Duplicated Doom Guard. Yeah. 4 mana. Destroy a minion. Shuffle 3 worthless imps into your deck. Okay. Well, 4 mana kill a thing is good. 3 worthless imps into my deck is bad. What could be not so bad? They're little 1/1 demons for 1. You can do stuff with them. You could turn off fatigue damage. Currently, right now, Control Warlock is lacking for pure removal. They still got like Siphon Soul and stuff, but they lost the Spellstone and, you know, Defile combos and things that would kill like giant massive boards. But now they've got that demon that kills stuff. I don't know, man. I'd rather play the 6 mana 5/7. I think I'd rather play the 6 mana 5/7 than this. I don't think I need both either. Supreme Archaeology. This is the quest. Draw 20 cards. The reward is the Tomb of Origination, and I'm sure a lot of people have seen this one. This one came out pretty early. Hero power becomes 2 mana, draw a card. By the way, there's no more lose 2 life. It's just click it, draw a card. Don't lose any life. The card now costs 0. All right, so drawing 20 cards normally would mean that I now only have 10 cards remaining by the time I actually finish this quest. And not to mention the fact that this card has to be played, so it's 9 cards left because it's quest is one of the cards in my deck. Then I draw 20 cards. Now I have 9 cards remaining. How good is making them cost 0 at that point in the game where we all have 10 mana? Like, I think on, like, surface level, you look at that and you go, oh my god, that's so freaking good. But you have to remember, by the time this happens, it's late game. That being said, there is a card, Plot Twist, which allows you to discard your whole hand and then draw that many cards, which means that you'd be drawing all those cards a lot earlier in the game. You get the quest done a lot earlier in the game. You have a lot more cards left in your deck. You're gonna probably need some sort of combo that wins the game that you can't do unless you can make those combo pieces cost 0. Because I don't think that there's like a deck where it's like just having the cards cost 0 and playing really big cards for 0 is actually going to win you a lot of games. I think you're going to have some sort of combo that's game winning, that if you can get 1 or 2 of those pieces to cost 0. Yeah, Plot Twist plus Alex, sure, yeah, you can double the cards that are going into your deck. And then you can take people to really long games and stuff. But it's like the question to me, or for me, the question that I pose to you, from me, and that I also ask myself, so it's for me, is, do I win the game by doing this? And do I have the ability in Warlock currently, with the lack of Spellstone, and the lack of Defile, and the lack of removal and healing, to draw games out that much? Obviously I do in Wild. Do I have it in Standard? I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm very unsure about this card. First card in Warrior is the 6 mana 6/7 Armored Goon. Whenever your hero attacks, gain 5 armor. So this is Boulder Fist Ogre stats. So fair stats. You're gonna have to play weapons. Well, Warrior already likes to do that. And gaining armor is always good, especially when you can gain armor by doing something you're already going to be doing, instead of like paying for it. You know what I mean? Yeah, it reminds me of the result of the old Druid quest. Yeah, but in this particular case, it's not like with the Druid quest. Sometimes you would then like ultimate infestation somebody and draw like 5 0-cost like giant minions like Malagos and stuff. With Warlock, you'll only be able to get 1 of them a turn. Yeah, Armored Goon seems solid, but I feel like you're going to play this more in Arena. I think Control Warrior is still going to be doing other stuff. It's a fine card, though. Tomb Warden, 8 mana 3/6, Taunt. Battlecry, summon a copy of this minion. So for 8 mana, you get double 3/6s. Historically, a 3/6 Taunt minion cost 5. So to get 2 of them for 8, they are mechs as well. Well, here's my question though, Dano. Because this says whenever. So whenever generally means like as you do the thing. It's like before. It doesn't say after. So let's say I have a weapon equipped, right? And my opponent has minions on the board, and I play this, and then I swing at one of their minions, and as I swing at that minion, I gain that 5 armor. And then as soon as I hit that minion, I lose that armor, and then I can't shield slam. I feel like that's how this is going to work. It doesn't say after, right? So it's whenever. So the moment I swing, it's like, boom, here's your armor. It's like when you swing with True Silver. You gain the 2 health as you swing. If you have full health and you hit something, you don't gain the 2 after, you gain it before, so you end up still losing whatever life. I don't think it would actually be great as a shield slam enabler unless you're willing to hit face. And most of the time, if you're getting beat down, you're probably not trying to hit face with the weapon. And you're paying 6 mana for a 6/7 that doesn't taunt or anything. I don't know. Seems iffy. But anyway, Tomb Warden. Now this seems like a good way to stabilize if you're getting beat down. 8 mana, play 2 minions with taunt. I don't know if you put this in your deck automatically. I think you definitely discover it with Omega Assembly and with Dr. Boom. But it's unlikely, in my opinion, that this just takes up one of your 30 card slots. Now, if you're playing a pure mech deck that magnetizes, gives you 2 mech bodies. Probably one will be around next turn. Yeah, there you go. Razor talks about snip snapping onto them or something like that. Yeah, I could see something like that. It still to me feels like Arcane Nullifier was like a card that was awesome when you discovered it, but you didn't want to actually just put it in your deck. Live Wire Lance, 3 mana 2/2 weapon. After your hero attacks, add a lackey to your hand. Alright, so 3 mana 2/2 weapon is not the worst thing in the world. And then you get 2 lackeys. So far in Warrior, there hasn't been reasons to make lackeys. You're still better off playing Bomb or Control Warrior. But, yeah, maybe there's like a Tempo Warrior that wants lackeys now. The weapon still is like anti-tempo weapon, though. I don't know. This card is a huge maybe for me. Hack the system. Quest, attack 5 times with your hero. Reward. On Rafet's Core, hero power, 2 mana, summon a 4/3 golem. After your hero attacks, refresh this. Woo! Okay. Well, here's a reason to play every weapon available. Because damn, 2 mana, 4/3s. Refresh. Like, do it. Swing. Do it again. Just pump out the 4/3s. Yeah. Attacking 5 times also doesn't seem that difficult to do. You just have to play a lot of weapons. Oh my god, Soul Thrays too. Yeah, Soul Thrays. You can get this quest done in like 1 turn. Well, you'd probably have it attacked at some point before that, but... Dang! Yeah, that seems good. 5 mana Plague of Wrath. Destroy all damaged minions. Yeah, I wish they wouldn't keep giving Warrior these cards while they still also have Brawl. So now again, I gotta play around like 50 million different Warrior board wipes. Warpath. Whirlwind. Plague of Wrath. Brawl. Rushing mechs. Yikes. Yikes. There was the dinosaur that does this. 9 mana, 9/7. And then yeah, there was Sleep with the Fishes that dealt 3 damage to all damaged minions. Oy. Yeah, King Mosh was the dinosaur that already did it. It was 9 mana, 9/7. So you'd Whirlwind and then play that. Yeah, this card is good. And Control Warrior is better now. God damn it. 2 mana 2/2, Frightened Flunky. Look how frightened he is. What a doofus he is too. That's what's his name from Scooby-Doo. Alright, Frightened Flunky Taunt. Just battle cry, discover a taunt minion. Shaggy. There you go. Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. Battle cry, discover a taunt minion. 2 mana 2/2. Feels pretty bad for standard. I could definitely see picking this in arena though. It's just like 2 mana 2/2, and then like we used to play the 3 mana 1/4. Discover a taunt minion. So maybe we do this. It's possible. If most of the cards are more fair, then sure, a value generator seems alright. Yeah, the fact that it has taunt as well, for sure. But the 2/2 body is pretty weak. Okay, well here you go. Into the fray. Give all taunt minions in your hand +2/+2. Okay. So maybe there is a reason to play Frightened Flunky. Taunt hand buff Warrior. There's another card that does this too, right? This is not very exciting. Bloodsworn Mercenary, 3 mana 3/3. Battle cry, choose a damaged friendly minion, summon a copy of it. Okay. So I could like Leroy, Whirlwind, Bloodsworn Mercenary. How about Leroy, Whirlwind, 2 mana, 3/3. That's too much mana. Leroy, 0 mana enrage card. Leroy is hitting for 8. 2 mana, buff damage minion +3/+3. Leroy is hitting for 11. Bloodsworn Mercenary, hit you for 22. Inner Rage is actually what I'm thinking of as Jeppe. Inner Fire is the priest card. Yeah. Nah. But Bloodsworn Mercenary on like some other large thing that just lives or something. I'm taking this in Arena for sure. But remember there was that like Blood Genesis card that never really saw any play? It's probably not going to see play here either. There you go. This is what I'm thinking about. Armageddillo. 6 mana 4/7 with taunt. At the end of your turn, give all taunt minions in your hand +2/+2. So you got this, and you got this. So 2 mana ways to buff your taunt minions +2/+2. That's probably not enough ways. Hand buff had like 4 or 5 ways to do it. Yeah, the card is dope though, huh? Like art-wise. Yeah, it's just an armadillo with a giant laser beam on its back and rockets on the side. Probably a bad card. Probably a bad card. Like, we don't have like the taunt quest anymore and stuff, so there's not as enough initiative to play a bunch of taunt minions. So yeah, feels like a bad card to me. Restless Mummy, Russian Reborn. Well, this card seems really good because 4 mana I can just deal 3 damage to 2 things or 6 damage to 1 thing. I can draw this with a little 1 mana bro. Yeah, this card's good for Control Warrior for sure. Not much to say about it. It's just good. Undasta Taunt Beast Warrior. Oh my god. Well, this Jeppe's already got it put together. All right, there's Warrior. All right. Oh my god, neutral cards, dudes. It only took us 2 hours to get through class cards. There's probably a lot of these I'm just gonna like be like, yeah, it's whatever. Let's do this. There we go. All right, 2 mana 2/3 Dwarven Archaeologist. After you discover a card, reduce its cost by 1. So I have to also play this and then discover a card. So this is, you know, whatever. It's whatever. I don't think that you ever play this in a constructed deck because reducing its cost by 1 is not really enough to, like, you're discovering a card. Maybe you're discovering specific cards from your hand, and then you're reducing the cost of cards for a combo of some sort. In Arena, though, it's just 2 mana. It's just a 2-drop that maybe has upside. Spitting Camel, 2 mana 2/4. At the end of your turn, deal 1 damage to another random friendly minion. No. 2 mana 2/1. Kobold Sand Trooper. Death Rattle. Deal 3 damage to the enemy hero. What? This is like midway nerfed Leper Gnome. Because it costs 2 for the 2/1 body, but it deals an extra damage. You could probably make some sort of like every card that I play deals damage to the hero deck in Wild at this point. Huh. That sounds kind of fun. Will damage increase with spell power? No, it never does. Death Rattle damage doesn't. Probably doesn't see any freaking play in current standard though. 2 mana 3/2 Quicksand Elemental. Battlecry. Give all enemy minions -2 attack this turn. That's actually a fairly strong effect, but again, probably something you're only going to really see in Arena. I could definitely play this in my Milkshake deck in Wild. It allows me to steal stuff I couldn't normally steal. But we don't have Potion of Madness anymore. We only have Shadow Madness and stuff, so. But yeah, you can do it and then make solid trades in Arena. 3 mana 2/3. Battlecry. Discover a spell or pick a mystery choice. So does it show you 4 options? One of them being the mystery choice? You get 4 choices. Okay. That's kind of what I thought, but I just wanted to confirm that. Probably still not good enough for standard. Yeah, I see it. The mystery choice is just like a random spell. So you get 3 cards for sure. You can pick from one of those, or you can, if you don't like any of them, you can be like, all right, well, what's behind door number 4, right? Definitely not good enough for standard, but I'm going to pick the hell out of this in Arena. That's awesome. I love this card. This is not good. 3 mana 3/4 history buff. Whenever you play a minion, give a random minion in your hand +1/+1. It's a great name for this card. History buff. It's buffing something in your hand. Hand buff. Hand buff Paladin in Wild still sucks ass, just because there's so many more powerful things you can do. There's not enough hand buff cards in Standard, but you get the 3 mana 3/4 body. Again, this just seems like an Arena card because you're not really paying for the body, and it's just a normal body with an upside, like Spider Tank with an upside. 4 mana 4/4 body wrapper. Battlecry. Discover a friendly minion that died this game. Shuffle it into your deck. The shuffling into your deck thing means that it's like not doing the instant tempo thing, but it's giving you delayed value. Again, I don't see this as a standard card. That being said, let's say that you were to play some sort of deck where one specific card is super important to your combo, and you don't play that many minions. In Wild, you could play it in like a Cthulhu deck or something like that, right? And try to get another Cthulhu. Just feels like this is a card that's often... there's maybe some way to exploit this, but have to figure it out. 5 mana 4/5 Phalanx Commander. Your taunt minions have +2 attack. It itself does not have taunt, so it is a 5 mana 4/5. Maybe if that taunt warrior thing is a thing. It probably isn't. This instantly buffs your frogs though in Shaman, right? 5 mana 3/3 taunt. Battlecry. Double this health or this minion's health. Okay, so 5 mana 3/6 taunt is actually kind of normal. And if you can hand buff this card, then you can get some giant thing. Nah. I mean, yeah, like, again, this is the warrior deck, right? Blatant Decoy. 6 mana. I just don't think that warrior deck's gonna be good. 6 mana 5/5 Death Rattle. Each player summons the lowest cost minion from their hand. What am I trying to do with this? Maybe there's a combo. Maybe this breaks up a combo that my opponent's playing. But most of the time, no. Because it's usually not the lowest cost minion that's enabling combos. Now, I could just play a deck with nothing but massive minions, and then, like, when this dies, I get a big-ass minion, and you get, you know, a 1-drop. That's kind of fun. The fact is you can decide when to deploy this, so you could wait until your hand is devoid of little crappy minions and then play it out. But pull a Doomsayer and board clear? Yeah, but it's a Death Rattle, so you can't necessarily 100% decide when to do that. I feel like the pulling of a giant minion is more valid than trying to pull a Doomsayer. But your opponent could also not have any little minions in their hand, so you could get effed. Wasteland Scorpid. 7 mana 3/9 poisonous. This is an Arena card. 8 mana 5/6 Battlecry. Deal 5 damage. Goes face. Arena card. 10 mana 10/10 with taunt. Arena card, but also Sea Giants can turn into this when you Conjure is calling them. 3 mana, 3/3. Mischief Maker. Battlecry. Swap the top card of your deck with your opponent's. Milkshake. I would guess that because of the way Hearthstone works, like if this was Magic, you would like literally not even be able to play this card if you didn't have a card on top of your deck. But I imagine here in Hearthstone, the way Hearthstone land works, if I'm in fatigue and you are not, I just take the top card of your deck and put it on top of mine. Yeah, this is just a fun card, but it definitely doesn't like see your real play. Desert Hare, 3 mana, 1/1. Battlecry, summon 2 1/1 Desert Hares, and I'm guessing that they're just the same guy again. So 3 mana, make 3 1/1s. Now there is the Microtech controller that makes a 2/1 plus 2/1, a 2/1 plus 2 1/1s. The 2 1/1s being mechs. This makes 3 beasts. But yeah, maybe it's just another token thing for Token Druid. It's very possible. They just want more ways to make tokens. That's where it goes, for sure. 8 mana legendary Octosari. The giant octopus just destroying an obelisk. Oh, if they're all... Yeah, that's actually a good point. They would all be 3 mana, because this one's 3 mana and it says Desert Hares, and that's Desert Hare. So yeah, you could play this and then 1 mana evolve. It's like another Doppelgangster effect, right? That's interesting. But the Doppelgangster is also good with hand buffing and stuff too, so slightly worse than that, but it's a way to do that play quicker. Octosari. 8 mana, 8/8. Death Rattle. Draw 8 cards. Woo! Hell yeah. I doubt this is good, but holy crap, that's awesome. Well, the thing that would be scary to play this in a Nomi deck because it's drawing 8 cards, you're probably going to be burning something. You better have Nomi in your hand already. But sure, if I can get this to cost 1 with the rogue thing, that could be interesting. But man, 8 mana, 8/8, do nothing the turn you play it. That's tough. But wow, that's cool. Wow, that's cool. I don't foresee this being actually a card, but oh my god, it's gonna be hilarious though when you sometimes like Conjure's calling an 8-cost thing into this, and then and then you're already at like 9 cards, and your opponent goes, "Aha, I'll kill that," and then you'll draw 8 cards. 3 mana, 2/2 Golden Scarab. Battlecry, discover a 4-cost card. Well, it discovers a curve. I'm definitely picking this in Arena. You play this on 3. Guarantee that you have a 4-drop on 4. I like that. As far as standard, nah. Here we go. This is the card. 2 mana, 3/2 Zephyrus the Great. Battlecry. If your deck has no duplicates, wish for the perfect card. Now, for people who don't know what the hell is going on here, because it's weird. Basically, what this means is that the game will give you 3 options that some sort of algorithm will determine are 3 of the best cards that you could have in that current situation based on the board state, health totals, cards in hand, hand size of opponent, all that kind of stuff. So they got some sort of algorithm that then shows you a collection of 3 cards, and you'll pick the one that you like the best out of those 3. So there should always be like really good cards, right? So this card is freaking amazing. That being said, you do have to build a deck with no duplicates. Or yeah, so if your deck, so yeah, I don't know, man. Again, is this payoff enough for the no duplicates thing? Definitely just throwing it into my wild stuff. It's a really, really cool card. I'm hoping that it's awesome and works and does actually give you like a legit payoff, right? This is really interesting if you play a Shutterwalk deck too, right? Because when you Shutterwalk, it'll just, you won't pick it, but it'll just give you another perfect card. I don't think the perfect cards need to be class specific. I think it's just what card would be the best for you right now. Your opponent's at like 10 health. I'm guessing like a Pyroblast just shows up and you're like, hey, cool. I can use that to kill them next turn. Or if they're at 5, a Mind Blast shows up if you're a priest. I think it has to be, yeah, that's right. It has to be from basic classic, right? Yeah, that's what I heard too. Yeah, I don't know if this is enough for standard, but it'll always give you lethal if it is possible. Yeah, see, that's crazy, right? And it's 2 mana. So like, let's say it's turn 10. You have 10 mana. And you're like, man, if only I had Savage Roar. Zephyrus the Great. Hey, what's up, Savage Roar? Now you also in the deck where you're probably making lots of stuff on the board, you'd probably want multiple Savage Roars. But if you're making like just some sort of random deck full of no duplicates, and you get to that, spot, yeah, it'll just give you lethal. Crazy. Candle Taker, 3 mana, 3/2, Reborn. Arena card, and I guess maybe if you really need ways to finish that quest, the Reborn quest for Paladin. 2 mana, 2/1, Bug Collector. Battlecry, summon a 1/1 Locust with Rush. We've seen the Locust a few times now. 2 mana, 2/1 that summons instantly the 1/1 with Rush. This actually seems semi-playable. Also Token Druid. Here we got a Serpent Egg. A Serpent Egg, 2 mana, 0/3, Death Rattle, summon a 3/4 Sea Serpent. All right, Zoo. Here you go. Here's another egg for you. It's pretty much where this goes, right? Just Zoo. 2 mana, 1/2, Temple Berserker. Reborn has +2 attack while damaged. So the initial body is a 1/2. The Reborn body is a 3/1. Arena. 1 mana, 1/2, Beaming Sidekick. Battlecry, give a friendly minion +2 health. Arena. 2 mana, 2/6, Injured Tolvir. Taunt. Battlecry, deal 3 damage to this minion. So 2 mana, 2/3 with 3 damage to it. So, or sorry, 2 mana, 2/3 with Taunt. I guess potentially you can play this in the Priest with the quest. Death Rattle Rogue runs the egg too? Maybe. Maybe. It's less of a payoff than like the Devilsaur egg was, though, right? But we also still have the Mechanical Whelp. Are the wishes always granted? Well, you pick one. It's like you discover a perfect card, and then if you can afford to play it, then yeah, it's granted your wish. But yeah, you can also play this in like some sort of way to get like stuff back out without its Battlecry going off, but I don't think so. It's not as powerful as some of the other injured cards. 7 mana, 7/5, Wrapped Golem with Reborn. At the end of your turn, summon a 1/1 Scarab with Taunt. So it used to be a 7 mana, 7/7 Warrior card that would summon a 1/1 Scarab with Taunt at the end of each turn. And that did actually see some play. Not much. It was really good in Arena, and I imagine this is probably where this goes as well. This seems like a solid Arena card. If you play the 7 mana, 7/5, you instantly get the 1/1 Scarab at the end of your turn. Then your opponent has to kill it, and then kill it again through the 1/1. So yeah, it's going to be really annoying to deal with. 6 mana, 3/4, Kartut Defender. Taunt, Reborn. Death Rattle, restore 3 health to your hero. So 6 mana, 3/4 with Taunt and Reborn comes back as a 3/1, but it does restore 6 health to your hero over its double death. Over its lifespan, which includes double death. Yeah, it's probably not even good enough for Arena. King Phaeorus, 10 mana, 5/5. Battlecry, for each spell in your hand, summon a random minion of the same cost. Woohoo! Big spell magey things? Okay, this is a sweet payoff to the quest mage too, right? Or I can just start discovering a bunch of spells over time, and then at some point I just like slam down a giant board of stuff. This is awesome. I'm gonna try it. The art is friggin' sweet too. Some crazy like goat god or ram god with a tiger body. This set is a massive power buff to Arena, and with yeah, that's true. Arena's gonna be real crazy. It's gonna be like bomb after bomb. I'm definitely gonna mess with this card. Just try to fill my hand with like a bunch of massive spells with that quest, and then go nuts. Could it go in a Conjuring Mage deck? The current Conjuring Mage deck doesn't play a lot of big spells, like big cost spells. But yeah, obviously, like you can generate a bunch with Cyclone. It could just be like one more big bomb to throw down, right? Big Shaman has big minions in hand, though, not big spells in hand. You need big spells in your hand. That's why I think that Quest Mage, where you're just generating a fresh spell every turn, and then by the time you get to some situation where you have the time to slam this, that seems pretty solid. Siamat, 7 mana, 6/6 legendary battle cry. Gain 2 of Rush, Taunt, Divine Shield, or Wind Fury, your choice. So essentially, you're discovering 2 of these effects, right? Well, getting Rush and Wind Fury means you're able to deal 12 damage to the board instantly. It's an elemental as well, so that factor matters. Oh my god. I just thought of it. You play this in Battlecry, Shudderwalk Shaman, and then your Shudderwalk gets to pick 2 of these, although it's going to pick them for you. Still, that's kind of sweet. And also, this is another helpful way to kind of stall the game out. Seems pretty actually okay. 4 mana, 3/10 Conjured Mirage. Taunt. At the start of your turn, shuffle this minion into your deck. So you play it, it blocks, and then it goes into your deck. Now, I guess I have a question about this. Does this happen before or after your draw step? Now, obviously, you can play it and silence it as well. So, Silence Priest could use this. 4 mana, 3/10. You have to instantly silence it, but it's a 3/10. I'm pretty sure that it happens before the draw step. So, potentially in a fatigue situation, you could like infinitely play these and never draw fatigue. So, your opponent would have to kill it, or else you just never fatigue. I guess that's kind of interesting in some sort of like ultimate, like super fatigue deck. Give it a go. Seems like that and Silence Priest are the only places you'd really want to do it. Yeah, Doomsayer goes out before the draw, so yeah, it should do that same thing. 4 mana, 2/5 Taunt and Reborn. Nah. I could see this being in Arena though. 5 mana, 8/8 Mortuary Machine. After your opponent plays a minion, give it Reborn. So I get a 5 mana 8/8, and then all your minions are sticky little bastards. It is a mech, by the way. That's a pretty big drawback. I think that's worse than the discarding 3 cards and the taking 3 damage. But I could definitely see taking this in Arena and just being like, now I get to smash your face in. I think it's a worse drawback than Fel Reaver, though. Or the beast. The snaky beast thing. Seems worse, because making your opponent's board sticky means it's easier for them to deal with this. You maybe only end up getting like 1 actual attack with it. I don't know. I'd have to see this in action. I tend to think this is a worse version of the 5 mana 8/8 than the others. 2 mana 2/2 Vile Fiend Lifesteal. Whatever. I love the art though. The art is awesome on that thing. 4 mana 6/5 Sunstruck Henchman. At the start of your turn, this has 50% chance to fall asleep. I hate this card because in Arena, let's say I play this, and then I never get to attack with it. I paid 4 mana for something that I never got to use. Let's say I win the roll 3 times in a row. I got a 4 mana 6/5 that smashed your face for 18 damage because of a friggin' coin flip. No! No, Blizzard, no. This RNG infuriates, like one person feels really bad and one person feels really good, and that sucks. This is the kind of RNG we need to move away from. I don't like this card, and I will be reluctantly forced to probably draft it. Colossus of the Moon, 10 mana legendary, 10/10. Divine Shield Reborn. Oh my god. If this card comes out of your Conjurer's Calling on a Sea Giant, yikes. I probably will pick this in Arena. I don't think I ever put this into a deck. I mean, when it hits the board, your opponent's like, oh man, I gotta hit it 4 times to get rid of it? Once for whatever, once for 10, and 2 more times for 1? A lot of times. It's a lot of times I gotta hit this. Maybe this is just disgusting. Yeah, the Shaman cards that could cheat it out for sure. If I can Eureka this out onto the board, wow, that's freaking good. Okay, Big Shaman. Yeah, I'm playing this in Big Shaman for sure. 3 mana 5/4 Generous Mummy Reborn. Your opponent's cards cost 1 less. Well, that's a really, really good effect on the card. However, giving your opponent cards that cost 1 less really bad. That kind of makes them like, so you get a 5/4 with Reborn on 3, and then on 4 they can kind of catch up to you. That being said, I have to see this in action, because this might just be good enough to not care about that. Because you're instantly like smashing face for 5, and they're kind of feeling like they have to deal with it. Yeah, I don't know. That seems like it could be awesome. 5 mana 4/2 with Stealth Reborn, Wasteland Assassin. I could see this actually being pretty good in Reborn, or in Arena, because when it is reborn, it has Stealth again, right? So, seems like a very good Arena card. 3 mana 2/3 Infested Goblin, Taunt, Death Rattle. Add 2 1/1 Scarabs with Taunt to your hand. So I guess this is good in the Hand Buff Warrior Taunt package thing. Outside of that, this card sucks. 9 mana 9/6 Anubis South Warbringer. Death Rattle, give all minions in your hand +3/+3. Okay, I didn't know about this card. This is too late for this impact, though. Yeah, this happens too late in the game to be of a significant impact. You're not going to hit that many minions. And it has to Death Rattle. Probably only sees play in Arena. But maybe if you can cheat this out. 2 mana 2/3 Neferset Ritualist. Battlecry, restore adjacent minions to full health. Oh yeah, the rogue, huh? Yeah, where you can make it cost 1. Yeah, you can make it cost 1 for 1/1 and then buff all your other little 1/1s. Yeah, that's possible. Restore adjacent minions to full health is an amazing effect in Arena, because I can make a couple of attacks and then revitalize the health on them. I can see you doing this in Silence Priest. No, Midnight Bomber, there's another card that Rogue has. 5 mana 5/5. All Death Rattle cards in your hand become 1 mana 1/1s. Mogu Cultist. 1 mana 1/1. Battlecry. If your board is full of Mogu Cultists, sacrifice them all and summon Highkeeper Ra. Alright, so Highkeeper Ra is a 20/20 that at the end of your turn deals 20 damage to all minions. Alright, so Mogu Cultist plus that Rogue Shadow card. Mogu Cultist plus Togwaggle Scheme. Oh yeah, it's all enemies, yeah. All enemies. Goes phase 2, yeah. Sorry, did I say minions? I meant enemies. And then Like, empty your deck with Myras and then play a bunch of Mogu's Cultists. And then you make a 20/20 that instantly, like, probably clears the board or kills your opponent. Yeah, tack, tog, waggle. These are very hard combos to pull off, but if you can pull them off, that payoff is really good. Your opponent could, like, leave a non-Mogu Cultist on the board, and then you'd never be able to do it unless you could kill your own Mogu Cultist. This is memes all day, but that's a fun-ass meme card, and I'm definitely going to go for it. 2 mana, 3/2, Fish Flinger. Battlecry, add a random Murloc to each player's hand. It's kind of like the 3 mana, 3/4 that put a spell in each player's hand, Spell Slinger, and then there was the one that put a minion in each player's hand. There's like a 2-drop in each player's hand. Is there a deck that actually wants to use this? Like, if I'm playing a Murloc deck, the Murloc card that I get is more effective for me than it is for you. There's a 3 mana 3/2 that gives you a Murloc. Doesn't give anything to your opponent. This is probably better than that because, yeah, giving my opponent a Murloc is not that good for them. But giving myself a Murloc and also playing a 3/2 Murloc is good. Ah, the Desert Obelisk. 5 mana, 0/5. If you control 3 of these at the end of your turn, deal 5 damage to a random enemy. Each one of them will deal 5 damage to the random enemy. So if you manage to get 3 of these on the board, at the end of your turn, they will deal 15 damage in chunks of 5. So if there's a way to, fill your board up with these things, you're going to shoot out 35 damage. There's not a lot of classes that can actually pull this off, though. Again, maybe Rogue, but the problem is it costs 5, right? So you have to figure out a way to make them cost less. Super fun, though. I'm going to try it. We'll try it. We'll Desert Obelisk somebody, and it'll be sweet. But will this be some sort of competitive card? No. Yeah, you're not going to be able to, like, play this and then have it live a turn. That's not going to happen, M-Dot, for sure. If you play it, your opponent's just going to kill it, and it's a 0/5, so they don't care. Mermy, 1 mana, 1/1 with Reborn. It is also a Murloc. Cool. Maybe that's good enough to play in a Murloc deck just because a sticky Murloc is a sticky Murloc, you know? So, Jar Dealer, 1 mana, 1/1, Death Rattle, add a random 1-cost minion to your hand. Fine. No one's going to play that. Questing Explorer, Battlecry, if you control a quest, draw a card. I think every quest deck plays this. Because essentially on turn 1 you play the quest, on turn 2 you replace the card that you had to like forego to have the quest in your opening hand, and you're going to get back to even. So, and you play a 2/3. This goes in pretty much any deck that plays the quest unless they're specifically having to use the other 29 slots to get that quest done and they don't have space for this, but I don't see how that's possible. 2 mana, 2/3, draw a card. Now, later in the game after the quest is complete, you won't draw the card, but who cares at that point? You got the quest complete. And there you go! Oh my god, we did it! Saviors of Uldum, everybody. That's it. That's all the cards. I'll post this to my YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, so like and subscribe. If you're watching on Twitch, thanks for watching.